All right, thank you for staying with the Monday Report Town Hall session. We still have the Inspector General of Police, Hillary Muytambai, with us. It's time now for your questions. Let's bring up the first one.
I have one question for Inspector General Mutyambai. Why is it that his police force finds it impossible to respect our constitutional right to assemble? This is something that we have grappled with for a long time. I remember a year ago, during our switch off KPLC march on the 25th of July, we were tear gassed by the police. We were told that we were unlawfully assembled, despite our having provided the correct notifications. So what is it that stands between his police force and the citizens that makes them so hell-bent to ensure that our rights are consistently violated? We saw that last week, earlier on this week, during the Sabasaba peaceful demonstrations that saw so many young people arrested throughout the city, released later on. But what was the point? We have a constitutional right to assemble.
IG?
Thank you. Thank you. I would like once again, Trevor, just to reiterate that though I've answered this question in the first session, but I want to emphasize that National Police Service respects each individual and collective rights of the Kenyans in accordance to the Constitution. We only manage the processions, demonstrations, or any gatherings in accordance with the law. We manage until that point when the rights of the gathered assemblies or demonstrators start moving beyond their limit of the purpose and interfering with the other parties' also their rights. I want to be very clear, the officers of the National Police Service are very conversant with that aspect. They are always given their briefs before they move to an assignment, and even guided to the effect that to ensure that the police respects all the rights of the demonstrators until a point when the limit of the right of demonstrators start infringing the rights of the other Mwananchis, or the Kenyans. In this respect, even the team leader or the commander in charge of that operation, he even cautions the demonstrators at this point it is not acceptable. To ensure the law, it is complied to the letter.
Okay.
Let me come back to the last week demonstration in Nairobi at the city. This was a very clear and special operations.
Yeah.
The Minister of Health has already provided guidelines of assembling and gathering of people, more than 15, that it is illegal.
Yeah.
The police has been given the directive to enforce that directive and guidelines. When the number started moving beyond the expected number, which is expected to observe social distances, the police notified the people's concerned. And there was a lot of resistance for the gatherings and demonstrators to respect the instructions and guidelines given by MOH. Definitely, the police had very little choice. According to the law, the police worked within the law, These violators of the MOH directives, they were arrested, they were taken to police station, which is supposed to be done, and they followed the law up to the way they were supposed to do.
Okay.
I was briefed, and I engaged with some of the organizers, and by the end of the day, I decided, since these people have already learned the lesson, I gave instruction, let them be freed and go home, and that is what happened.
Okay.
Showing that even the police have the human heart.
Okay.
We only enforce the directives, but we are also human beings. I decided to let them free without any condition, because the reason of keeping such a number in the police station, again, was to violate the social distance in the police cells. I said, let those people be released and they go home, and they should not repeat the same act. And I would like to thank the group. The following day and even today, I've not seen them in the street after engaging with their leaders.
All right.
I think that was how things were handled. Thank you.
So you're the one who ordered their release. Let's bring up another question for IG.
I want to ask the Inspector General if they are training the police officers, especially offering them counseling, guidance, and psychosocial support, so that they can be able to relate well with the citizens as they do their duties. Thank you.
IG, psychosocial support for your officers.
Yeah, I thank that concern. That's a very important question. This is an area we have put a lot of emphasis. Our officers, because of the nature of the duties they are involved in, the police work is not bed and rose, and it's not a job that you will compare with the other kind of normal work. It has a lot of challenges. Our officers have been subject to issues of psychosocial challenges. We have developed programs. We have a medical cover, which has a component of handling issues of psychosocial issues affecting our officers. We have counseling services inbuilt within the services. We have also counselors who work very close with the officers out in the field, and this is an area we are developing to the level where we'll be able to meet the expected standard of handling these cases to individual officers. But currently, the services which have been secured in our medical cover are addressing most of these challenges within the officers. But it's an area that we are progressively developing to ensure that we have the best services to accord to our officers who are undergoing such challenges.
Let's bring up another question for IG.
There are instances where we've seen police officers shooting individuals in broad daylight, or reports from human rights groups that have actually reported police officers who have harassed or even killed young members of the public. And right now I'm talking about Sergeant Rasheed Ahmed, who recently was actually transferred from the Pangani Isli Madari area. And I'd just like to hear from Inspector General whether he has anything to say on that matter, because we are talking about the police service, cleaning it up, them being more responsive to the public, But the case of Yasin Moyo was very fast, it was expedient. What about these other cases or reports that exist? And what we are seeing right now is a transfer of one who has received several reports.
IG?
Thank you. I would like first to thank the presenter on the issues of how I'm handling the issues of police excesses. And actually, she has outlined very clearly the action we have taken before. And I would like to confirm, apart from that single case, every day, every week, every month, I'm dealing with many cases which touches issues of indiscipline, cases which touches rewarding officers who have done good jobs, and cases which touches personal issues affecting officers. So IG is handling in terms of hundreds of cases if we look at a period of a week or a month. But I'm very grateful to hear that the presenter, she's able to recognize the case of Yasin, which it has even gone up to the court. When I come back to the case of Rasheed, I'm being briefed, and my understanding, this case has been is in the docket of IPOA. IPOA, I understand they have already carried part of their investigation. They have already forwarded this case to office of the DPP, and I understand the DPP has raised some areas which it requires a further coverage in terms of details and further investigations, and forwarded the file back to IPOA. IPOA is yet to complete the task given to them by DPP, and this is a process I would like to give to the presenter, that a lot of work is being done, but I, as an IG, once the case has been taken over by the oversight, in this case IPOA, have nothing to deal with that case. I leave it to the oversight.
Okay.
The oversight, the IPOA oversight police, that's their job, and it is in the safe hands. And over time, in due time, the case will be concluded to logical ends. Thank you.
All right. Let's bring up another question for IG.
Bwana IG, kwani kuna sheria za kipekee za barabara zinayofuatwa na hawa madereva wanaobeba miraa? Maanake hizo magari huhama even past the police, traffic police. Thank you.
Ningependa kusema hakuna sheria za kipekee za magari ya miraa, na it is very clear, and all the vehicles are subjected to the same traffic laws, and no excuse for allowing these vehicles to move beyond the expected speed. What I would like to urge the Kenyans, provide details of such cases, including the registration numbers of the vehicles, and leave it to me, or the police will take appropriate action.
All right. Let's bring up another question for IG.
The president directed that by 9 p.m. everyone should be indoors, but businesses are still open for as late as 10 p.m. Furthermore, we were told that bars should remain closed. People are still taking chang'aa. Are you sure that this chang'aa is takeaway? And if you're not, what are you doing about the two issues?
IG? Let me first assure the person asking that question as I sit for this interview, I'm watching the situation in town in my camera terminal. I can confirm to you the time I'm seated here, there is no movement, there is no activity in both this city of Nairobi and in Mombasa. I'm talking from what I'm seeing on the ground. So in that case, let's make the facts correct, and we should not generalize the facts. Secondly, the issue of drinking. I want also to assure the Kenyans and also urge Kenyans, whoever will get him operating the not only the changa as it's being put on, even bus, because it's illegal to operate bus, the arm of the law will catch up with the proprietors of these premises. We have our ears on the ground, and I want to urge Kenyans, please let us get details of specific location and the bar owners, and particularly the specific bars. I can assure you will take action. I'm personally following this, and my commanders are on top of issues, and this is an area that currently the police are putting their focus. Mine is just to give stern warning. When we get you, we'll handle you according to the law. Desist from this before we catch up with you.
Okay. Let's bring up another question for IG.
Whenever there is a police brutality case in the country, the suspect is either interdicted or transferred to other stations. How would the victims of police brutality access justice if the suspect is long gone? Thank you.
IG?
Yes, though the question is not very clear, and I've mentioned it before as I started this program, that police takes responsibility as individuals, where the suspect or the officer involved in police brutality is handled as individual. But as I've assured Kenyans, I have a big numbers of officers serving this service, and I can assure Kenyans the greater percentage of the National Police Service are doing a wonderful job. They are serving Kenyans. They are not sleeping in their houses. As we talk now, the only people you'll get them out in the street are police officers doing the same job to ensure that you Kenyans, you are safe. The bit and the small percentage of the complaint is a small area that is not giving us an headache. The bigger part of the police service are doing a good job.
Okay. Let's bring up another question for IG.
You as the IG, what can you do to improve the working relationship between the police stations in our communities and the social justice centers, together with human rights defenders and the community at large? Because that is, as it stands now, the human rights defenders and the police, they are like enemies. They don't see eye to eye.
IG?
Thank you. We have a good consultative meeting with civil society and the National Police Reform Consultative Forum, a forum which was initiated since we started our reforms programs. We are sitting with the members of civil society on a quarterly basis, and on a monthly basis, the technical team with the officers from the National Police Service, from Minister of Interior, and members of civil society hold meetings. We have specific programs funded by DFID, and in particular the Reinvent, and I would like to thank them for a very good support that they have provided to this engagement. And these are the programs we are developing to to improve the working relationship between the civil society and the members of police. I know that a lot of investment has been put in this program, and it is a matter of time to realize an efficient and effective working relationship with the civil society. Personally, my office is open. I've engaged key stakeholders in the civil society. I've also visited some of the civil societies just to ensure that we establish dialogue. They have given quite a number of options which we have considered, both at my individual level and at that consultative forum level. And I'm looking at this as a very positive gesture. And I will call upon all the members of civil society to ensure that they participate in this forum so that we are able to bring the two parties together and manage to work together effectively.
Okay. IG, we're running out of time here, but let me squeeze in one last question here from Jok Egawadwa, who says, kindly ask IG if it is legal to be asked for 3,000 shillings or more to be given an abstract in a police station.
I would like a bit of a good way of communicating that concern, where I'm expecting that somebody being asked to give this money, 3,000, is it proper? I need more details to enable me to take appropriate action. Otherwise, when you put it plain and expect the IG to direct for action, it will be too much on my side. But provide details and specifics to which will enable the IG to direct for action.
But are you supposed to pay anything for an abstract or a P3 form?
No, that is a big NO.
Okay. IG, finally, you're the first IG to start an online engagement in Africa, I believe. Engage the IG on Twitter. How effective has that been, and how long do you plan to sustain it and make action for Kenyans? Because even now, there are many questions that have been asked, but I'm not able to ask them to you because of time factors. So how effective is that platform you're using?
Trevor, I would like also to take this opportunity so that I can reach out to both the members of public and the members of National Police Service in this forum. I want to thank all those who have participated in this forum so far, and I appreciate so far I'm getting quite overwhelming messages which requires police action, and I've committed myself to taking action, and I've already taken action, and I've directed those which requires further investigations to be dealt with. I'm very pleased how the Kenyans and the members of National Police Service have been able to engage the IG. First, I would like to speak to my officers of National Police Service just to explain one of the objective of this forum. This forum has enabled me to reach out to officers who have been facing challenges, and these not necessarily challenges which are official in the course of their duty, even in their personal endeavors. There are officers who have been disadvantaged one way or the other, and there may be reasons which are maybe not attainable from all the environment they are working in. They are able to reach out to me, and I've been able to sort some of the critical and important issues affecting the officers.
Okay.
I would like this forum, the officers, to take advantage, engage their own IG. IG would like to talk to the officer. Does not matter at what level the officers is. I will be able to talk to a constable. I will be able to talk to the IG. I will be able to talk to any file and rank of officers in the National Police Service, to Mwananchi and other Kenyans. This is an area that we would like us, instead of steaming out our anger against ourselves.
Yeah.
It's an area that you can sit down and reflect and reach out to IG where you think there is an omission or commission or excesses of police action. And you let me know so that I can also direct appropriate action. And we have done it in this program. To me, Trevor, I think this is the way to go.
Okay.
Where Kenyans and my police officers are able to interact with the IG, give IG ideas how to make the work more efficient, give IG feedback where the police is doing a good job. I'm waiting to be given a compliment on the good part of the police work. I'm planning to sustain this program, Mr. Trevor, all the way to the end, until we see the bond between the National Police Service and the members of public, it is complete. So it's still a long way to go. It's an open area and is subject for improvement from all the parties concerned, and I would welcome any good idea to improve this forum.
IG, there are many compliments here. I'm just not reading most of them because then as a journalist, it's a tricky balance there. But there's another quick question here from Gadara, who wants a follow-up. He's saying that why hasn't Rasheed been interdicted? Does the Inspector General think it is appropriate for him to do police work despite being filmed executing suspects in public? He further says that IPOA Kenya is investigating does not prevent the Inspector General from taking action.
Procedures, Trevor, for interdicting an officer is the minute he appears in court and becomes a suspect. Up to now, Rasheed file is with the IPOA, has not met the benchmarks given by the DPP. But the process is on. We should not push and put a lot of pressure for unfair hearing on one party. Both side, the officer and the investigator and all other parties who are interested, this is an open case and it will proceed, and all fair process and judgment will be accomplished. I have explained very clear that the case is not in my domain. It is in the preview of the IPOA. I cannot interfere with it. I've given them all the room to work on the areas which they have been given to do. And ultimately, at the end, justice will be delivered.
Okay. Final remarks to Kenyans IG. Are they going to see a better police service henceforth?
Thank you. My parting shot, Trevor, if you mean this is the final one, I'm not expecting another question from you, is to urge Kenyans to work with the National Police Service. We are supposed to work as a team. This is an outfit of National Police Service which is mandated to provide utumishi kwa wote, service to the all Kenyans. We can only deliver efficient service to Kenyans if we partner with Kenyans. Because Kenyans have the information, who is the wrong character, who is the criminal amidst themselves, and this information the police require that information to be able to target, arrest, and deal according to the law with the criminals. So it's my hope and my expectations to see the very good working relationship with the members of public to enable police deliver the required and expected outcome by the members of the public. But I want also to take this opportunity and give a very stern warning to Kenyans who are now taking law in their hand. And we have seen cases, as you referred to it before in our interview, in Lesotho. Kenyans taking law in their hand, going into a police station and doing what I've said is not acceptable. This should not be encouraged, and I will not encourage this, and will not be able to coordinate well in such events. I'm not threatening, but this one is not acceptable. Let's Kenyans cooperate with the police. Let's work as a team. Let's improve our relationship. Let's isolate cases which we think this police officer is on the wrong. Let us not take action towards in generalities against police, because not all the police have committed excesses forces against the members of public.
Okay.
Let's bring those officers out. And I promise those officers who are not in line with their line of duty within the law, I will take action. But I will protect to the last minute those officers who are doing their job right. And these are majority of officers. I want to make it very clear, Trevor. These are the majority of officers who are guarding Kenyans 24 hours. Kenyans are able to do their business peacefully without any danger or threat from any criminal activity. But when we start taking generalities and punishing a group of officers in a police station, it is not acceptable.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. Inspector General of Police Hillary Muytambai there on his first ever TV interview right here on Citizen TV after he took the helms of the police service. He says it's going to be a better service henceforth, but he's urging the members of the public to desist from taking the law into their own hands. We've seen instances where members of the public go head-to-head with police officers. He says that will not be allowed. And he also says engage the IG on Twitter. Continue engaging him. Hashtag engage the IG on Twitter. Every alternate Monday, you can get direct responses from him as well. That does it for us here on the Monday Report. My name is Trevor Mbija. Always a pleasure having you with us. Let's do this again on Monday. Bye for now.